Welcome to another Osjusti Press unboxing video. We just keep publishing books, wonderful books. I hope you'll check out our website, osjustipress.com. Now this book that just came out is a curiosity, is a remarkable piece of literature. Forgotten, but it shouldn't be forgotten, and I'm hoping to give it a small revival in English. So the author himself, Giovanni Papini, may be familiar to some of you. Let me just give you a brief bio of him. Giovanni Papini, 1881 to 1956, was a controversial Italian writer whose journey from anti-clerical atheism to right-wing Catholicism made him a famous and controversial figure in his day. His body of work, alternately poetic and polemical, reverent and absurdist, ranged from his masterpiece, The Story of Christ, translated into 23 languages, to books of verse, essays, travelogues, satires, and biographical studies of Augustine, Dante, and Michelangelo. Jorge Luis Borges called him an undeservedly forgotten author. Now, I got to know Papini. I've read little bits and pieces of him in various places, but I haven't ever really paid much attention. But when I was reading Father Gerard Steckler's book, The Triumph of Romanticism, which I recently announced from Osjusti Press, he quotes Papini, this ingenious work in which Papini pretended to be all different kinds of famous artists, or actually he created pretend interviews with the famous artists. And they're hilarious. I mean, it's black, it's dark humor. It's like Yves Lenoir. Very, very amusing. But anyway, that led me, I thought, oh, this is quite interesting. I should pick up this Papini book. And that, Il Libro Nero, I think is what it was called. It hasn't been translated. But then I discovered that this other satirical work by him had been translated, Gog. So let me read you the description of this one. I picked up a copy and I said, this needs to be back in print. This almost unclassifiable work of experimental fiction, first published in 1931, tells of the worldwide wanderings of a rich and idle American, Goggins, nicknamed Gog, who expends his fortune in an insatiable quest for, is it knowledge or novelties? Years later, Gog, impoverished and confined to an insane asylum, one day entrusts a large sheaf of notes to a frequent visitor whose company he had come to enjoy. These, it turns out, are the record of his travels and interviews. In about 90 entries, we encounter a variety of geniuses with whom Gog gained audience, including Freud, Edison, Einstein, Henry Ford, H.G. Wells, George Bernard Shaw, and Lenin, as well as obscure idealists who eagerly display their several manias: modernist sculpture, avant-garde poetry, futuristic architecture, academic sub-subdisciplines, niche curio collections. Papini's anarchic humor brings into sharp relief the strangeness of human beings and the willfully exacerbated strangeness of modernity. So if you are game for something truly, completely different, why don't you check out Gog? You can read an excerpt of it at osjustipress.com, also at Amazon and the usual other places you can pick up books. Thanks for listening, and God bless.